The Tortoise and the King's Challenge. Long ago, in the great kingdom of Zamani, there was a wise and powerful king named Oba Joromi. He was known for his fairness and intelligence, but he had one flaw: he believed that no one in his kingdom was wiser than him. One day, he decided to test his people by announcing a grand challenge. "I will give a great reward to anyone who can solve 3 riddles that even my best advisors cannot answer," King Joromi declared. "If you fail, you shall be banished from the land." News of the challenge spread across the kingdom, and many brave men came forward to try their luck. Strong warriors, rich merchants, and even the king's own advisors attempted to solve the riddles, but one by one, they all failed and were forced to leave the kingdom in shame. One day, a small, slow-moving tortoise named Kibu heard about the challenge. Kibu was known in the village for being wise and patient. Though many laughed at the idea of a tortoise solving the king's riddles, Kibu decided to try. The next morning, Kibu made his way to the palace. The king and his court burst into laughter when they saw the little tortoise standing before them. "You, a mere tortoise, dare to challenge my wisdom?" the king scoffed. Kibu nodded. "Wisdom is not measured by size or strength, Your Majesty. If you allow me, I will try." Amused, the king agreed and presented the first riddle. The first riddle: what is the most powerful thing in the world, yet weighs nothing? The court fell silent as everyone pondered the question. Many had assumed the answer was gold, the sword, or even the king himself. But Kibu smiled and said, "It is a word, Your Majesty. A single word can start wars or bring peace. It can make a man cry or fill his heart with joy. It is the most powerful thing, yet it weighs nothing." The king was impressed but not willing to accept defeat. He moved on to the second riddle. The second riddle: what belongs to you but is used by others more than you? Many of the king's advisors looked puzzled, but Kibu answered without hesitation. "It is my name, Your Majesty. It belongs to me, but others say it more often than I do." The court murmured in amazement. The king stroked his beard, realizing that the little tortoise was smarter than he had thought. Determined to defeat Kibu, the king asked the final and hardest riddle. The third riddle: what can be broken without being touched? The entire palace fell into deep thought. The king was sure that this question would be impossible for Kibu to answer. But the wise tortoise simply chuckled and said, "A promise, Your Majesty. It can be broken without being touched, yet it carries great consequences." The king's eyes widened in surprise. He had never expected a simple tortoise to outsmart him. The entire court erupted in applause. True to his word, the king rewarded Kibu with a golden shell and declared, "From this day forward, let it be known that wisdom does not come from power or status. Even the smallest among us can possess the greatest knowledge." And so, Kibu the tortoise became a legend in the kingdom, teaching everyone that patience, intelligence, and humility can overcome even the greatest challenges. Moral of the story: wisdom is not measured by strength or appearance. True intelligence comes from patience, observation, and deep thinking.